Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, my man?
Hey, we're rocking and rolling this morning.
It's a good Friday.
Yeah, seems like it's a good start.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Wedding, cousin's
Ooh.
getting married. Actually, up by you, ish. Frick, is it Newport, Connecticut? Connecticut by the water, somewhere north of Darien.
Not New Haven.
No, is Newport
Um,
right? Am I Newport?
Newport, Rhode Island, obviously, but
It's not up that far.
uh,
I don't know. Whatever.
gonna be a
Connecticut,
great weekend.
Connecticut water Saturday wedding, 1 o'clock wedding. So it's during the day, which is nice. Yeah,
Is this your mom's
cousin.
family,
Yeah,
cousin,
mom's family cousin.
Drew's sibling?
No, no. He's gonna be there though.
We
Uh,
gotta catch up with him. He's one of my all-time faves.
yeah, it's a good time. Maybe for a Yankee playoff game or something like that.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
that'd
We're
be
trying to do
cool.
something with the Shore Boys. If the Yankees and Red Sox play a wild card game, we're probably just gonna do a happy hour in the city.
Okay.
If you want to tag along.
Yeah, maybe that's definitely possible, right? So I
Yeah,
forget
but
how it
hopefully it's
works.
not. If it's an
Oh no.
8 o'clock start, sorry to talk over you, and let me know
Well,
if you
hold,
can.
well,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. There's three wild card teams, and two plays three, right?
No, one plays two, and three plays worst division winner.
Three
There's
plays
there's
worse.
now
Okay,
basically
yeah.
it
Wow, I'm
sucks.
way
It
off
sucks.
then.
So, like we had literally, I work with all Met fans. Mets were in the playoffs last year. We had an hour-long conversation trying to figure it out last year because the Mets were on a borderline playoff or borderline division winner or wild card team last year.
Yeah.
So basically, just think of it now as
Right.
there's a buy into the ALDS. Instead of automatically making the ALDS, only the top two division winners make the ALDS, I believe. Yes. And
Right.
so
Right.
so the third division winner and the worst wild card play, and the winner of that will play. I don't know who they end up playing, and then number one and number two wild card play.
And then there is you could call it a wild card series because two wild card teams are playing against each other. I got
Yeah, and at best of three. Best of three, all three games are at the higher
so
seed
that's where the
stadium.
Yankees could play the Red Sox, the 1 and 2 wild card.
Yep. I mean, so we still have 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks left of the season, but I think that's what it's looking like right now. Good.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Day of the Jackal first, and then we'll do 15 minutes on this, 10 minutes on Giants. Am I losing you?
Little bit.
How we got you back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. The Day of the Jackal by Frederick Forsyth is a tightly plotted thriller about a professional assassin hired to carry out a high-profile political killing. The story follows two parallel tracks. One, on one side, a shadowy figure known only as the Jackal meticulously prepares his mission, constructing false identities, securing specialized weapons, and planning every detail with clinical precision. On the other side, police and intelligence agencies working desperately to uncover his identity and stop him, piecing together clues as time runs out.
Yeah, I like this. I like this story a lot. I thought it was like a unique perspective as well, because it starts off with just like the tiniest little glimmer of actual historical fiction, and then
Yeah,
it just runs into a detective kind of thriller novel. I thought that was a really cool combination, something pretty unique.
it's a lot more based in history than I thought.
I mean, yeah, that whole first section is an actual like historical event that happened. So
Well, let's say. Let me know if the lawnmower gets in too
nah,
much.
worse.
Okay. Um, that attempt on Charles de Gaulle was real.
The initial one.
Yes. So the book starts off with
Yeah.
a planned assassination attempt as Charles de Gaulle is leaving the prime minister's residence to a vacation destination within the country. So days
Right.
drive away, and the assassination team of the OIS, which is the
It's
organization
OAS.
OAS, yeah, which is the real organization,
Yep.
a real right-wing paramilitary French terrorist organization, which I've never heard about. I have the Wikipedia page up
Neither
right
did I.
now.
Yeah. I mean, we are going back. We are going back to, I think, mid 1960s now. So
Mhm.
whatever, early mid 1960s or so. But no, I never really heard about this either.
And basically, their motivation is as France takes a step back from their colonial empires, they feel shafted, or they
Yeah.
feel that
Yeah.
what
It's a
they
very
sacrificed
similar
and their
story. Like,
friends
hey,
sacrificed
yep, it's a
is
very
now.
similar historical story. And hey, we fought and we bled for kind of the glory of our country, and that land that we were fighting for, you're just giving up on, which is a very, very familiar story. I feel like historically.
Yeah, so that's their motivation. And then within the first 10 pages, that assassination attempt goes awry, doesn't work. And the second one is them regrouping and hiring the Jackal, which was probably my favorite part of the book.
Their initial interview with him.
There, I my favorite part of the book is the Jackal's preparation. When he's getting like the specialized gun, when he's getting all the passports, when
Yeah.
the forger tries to blackmail him, so he kills him, and then
Yeah.
that was my favorite part of the book.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I can see why.
I will say, you said the initial meeting. One part of the initial meeting I didn't like was that he came up with the name the Jackal on the spot. I wish he was like a mysterious figure, like known throughout, like almost like Le Chiffre in James
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah.
It was like, who's Le Chiffre? Oh, I've just heard of Le Chiffre. I was
I
like, oh, I just heard of the Jackal. Who's the Jackal? Who's the guy?
I didn't have a problem with it. I liked the Jackal until that detective way later on found out that it actually has to do like with the guy's name.
Yeah,
I liked it until like he just picked it out. Like that makes sense. All right, a jackal in the wild, but it was actually like a play off of his real name. I was that well, he would never do that.
Yeah, the Jackal, who's like an absolute like.
Let me give the detectives a hint to my real name by using the Jackal. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I was like, let's come up with. I was like, because I think it's so cool when like in fiction you're like, let's hire this guy. He's only talked about in whispers. We don't know if he really exists. Like
Right.
he's just like the man in gray, or like stuff like that.
And he remains in whispers throughout the whole book, which is what I liked about the story, is that we followed him, but it's just us and him who are on that path. Nobody else knows what's going on. Nobody else knows what's going behind the scenes in this preparation.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Because it's the three heads of the OAS, and we're like, hey, we're gonna give this guy $500,000. How much is $500,000 in 2024 money? This is what it is.
So it would be enough for this guy to move out of the country and live comfortably for like the rest of his life. So you tell me if that's like enough money.
I think it'd be $500 million now to do this.
I would say in today's world, it's probably like $10 million.
It's 5 point.
Right.
Oh. Do you take it?
Okay. No.
It's $5.4 million in today's money.
Okay.
I think honestly that's a $500
so, yeah, that's
$500 million. Yeah. A major. You can't
compare it to today though, but you can't compare it to today, because I feel like today it's so much harder to get away with something like that. Like I think he reasonably thought he could get away with that. If you kill a political, like if you did something like that today, you're not getting away with it.
Spoiler: he almost did get away with it.
That's what I liked about the story also, is that it wasn't like a Sherlock Holmes detective. I feel like it was a more accurate display of detective work, which is, hey, just do the same thing over and over again and then maybe get lucky. Like you go interview people, you go knock on doors, you check the things that you're supposed to check twice, and then hopefully there's a small slip up or something, you get lucky. I feel like that's what actual detective work is, as opposed to like a Sherlock Holmes character, who could just think so far outside the box.
Yeah, so we'll do the main detective, Claude Lebel. Um, kind of comes. He plainly stated as a frumpy, henpecked guy, opposite of the tall, blonde-haired, suave
Yeah.
Jackal. I liked him. It was a good character. I never like. I you don't want to root for the assassin, but that's how the author
Yeah, the
constructs the book.
assassin is a cooler guy. Yeah, exactly. Cooler guy, man's man. Yeah, you're not necessarily rooting for him, but at the same time, you're appreciating kind of his role. And the
Yeah, and
detective, you're right. The detective is probably like the complete opposite.
so let's go into it. All culminates, and the Jackal misses his first shot, and then they arrest him, or they
Misses,
shoot him.
so he
Go ahead.
misses he misses his first shot because De Gaulle did something like
He bends down.
huh?
He bends down.
Completely unexpected. Yeah, for him
Yep.
to bow or bend down or whatever it was. As he's kind of taking this shot, the detective found out which apartment building he's in, and it's basically at the door. So now he
Yeah.
hears the shot, charges in. The Jackal turns to shoot. He shoots him first, whatever, and that is the kind of end of it. Yeah, but the way he found him in that building was kind of, again, just like good detective work, which is following leads, following things over and over again, and then getting lucky.
Okay. So it definitely has some cool shifts. Did you like the detective? I get the sense that you like
I
the
like it.
detective side more than, and I like the espionage, quote unquote, espionage planning side more.
I probably like the espionage planning side more. So that section of the book where you're following the Jackal, but I did like the detective work.
It's a good book.
Yeah, it's
I
very
definitely
good.
liked it. It was very.
I like the way they split it up. I liked the historical information. I liked the differences between the two characters. I like that they bounce back and forth, but you weren't like lost constantly going back and forth.
It bounces back and forth pretty quickly. Like
Yeah,
there's
but
no
it's
huge
very,
breaks or
very easy
chapter
to
breaks.
follow.
It'll be by paragraph.
Yeah, very easy to follow. I felt like it was different where like Hunt for Red October, for example, when we read that, like you'd be bouncing
Mm-hmm.
back and forth, and all of a sudden you'd be like, wait, who the heck are we talking about here? And what are they talking about? Because they would fly through different characters. This, I think, was pretty clear cut. There's two main characters, and we're going back and forth.
The way I would describe it is very streamlined. This book is very streamlined.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, after a little bit of the first, because the first, you're like, okay, so wait, so the guy did the assassination, then he is now getting in front of a firing squad, and then you're like, wait, what happened? So am I hearing a story of that? Initially, I thought it was going to be the story of how that attempt went awry, but then you kind of get your feet underneath you, and you learn, okay,
And
no, so
that
this
was
is how
just,
they try again.
yeah. And I think that was a great job of the author because that was a historical point,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just created a fiction off of it.
Yeah, streamlined, direct, great pace. This is one of the best books we've read in a while. I'm ready to give it a score. Do you have any other final takeaways? I read more Frederick Forsyth. This is unique where a lot of spy thriller writers will create the Jack Ryan character or the
Mhm.
Jack Reacher character and have them. I don't believe there's any other Frederick Forsyth books. Maybe he did it with the
I didn't look
LaBelle Detective.
I didn't look into it, but I kind of hope not. I kind of hope this is a standalone.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. But I read more Forsyth books.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was definitely a good enough read to read something else of his. But yeah, I hope there's not a sequel, or I hope if he does a different book, it's different characters. I hope he does the same thing with just a completely different historical event.
I
That would be cool.
I browsed his Wikipedia page and he's got like a couple books called one book called The Dogs of War about a mercenary throwing over like a mining executive. That could be
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Africa. Yeah. So we'll definitely check out this guy. Which I don't think he's very well known, especially
I've
in
never heard of him. And didn't you
our
say he
area.
passed away?
He
I
passed
had
away in
never
June.
heard, or I've never heard of him. I've never heard of this book, never heard of the movie, didn't hear of the TV series. There's all of this stuff about this, and I had never heard of any of it.
Did you watch the movie or the TV series?
I
I
watched the
didn't.
trailer for the movie, and I was
As did I.
disappointed. I was disappointed with who they cast as the Jackal. He did
You thought
not
he'd
do it.
be. Speaking of
The
Robert
trailer,
Redford, he could have been good,
the
like a
trailer
dark
was,
Robert Redford.
yeah, that would have been good. The trailer was when he was first meeting with the three OAS guys, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I watched that too.
he wasn't cold enough. He wasn't suave enough. He didn't do it for me.
Yeah, he looked too White Knight, not
Yeah.
Man in Black.
Right. So at that, and especially because the book described him as like you cannot read his eyes. They're just absolutely cold and vapid, and you cannot see what's going on in his head. This guy was way too bright and shiny.
That's a great point. So the reason I suggested this book is because I was on a YouTube kick, and I was watching old clips from The Wire. You ever watch that show, The Wire?
No, I know. It's like
Okay, it's very good. I think it's a little overhyped now, but Avon they're drug dealers and they put out hits on guys, and one hit they want to put out on is like a state senator or someone, Clay Davis. He goes, we can't kill Clay Davis. You can't have like a street, hitter try and kill a state senator. You need a Dave the Jackal type.
Oh, no way. Nice.
And I'm like, did this guy watch the movie? How does he know of Dave the Jackal?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's like, and then I just rang about like, oh, that guy died. That's a book. And then I was like, then coming back for a second, I'm like, how does Avon Barksdale know of Dave the Jackal?
It's a great reference. If you are talking about something, throwing that reference from a 1971 book or 75 book, something, yeah, that's a really good reference.
He's Dave the Jackal type. All right, I'm gonna give this. I'll just go rating first. Let's get to the Jackal.
You know who? So we had recently talked about Born Identity.
Yes.
Remember the first movie, Born Identity?
I watched all three with Monica this week. We don't watch shows. We watch movies, and we watch them so we watch all Mission Impossible in a row. And then we watch.
That's a good. Yeah, I like that.
It's easier with a kid because we don't have to like stay up and watch the whole series.
Yeah,
and then
totally.
Yeah.
So Born Identity 1, the guy that he kills in the field.
Clive Owen.
Yes, that's paint his hair blonde. That's the Jackal.
Clive Owen, I like that.
That character too, where he just, he collects information, he just walks away. You don't see him for more than 5 seconds. That's the character I wanted.
Do you know what's also funny rewatching Bourne is that line in 40-Year-Old Virgin when Paul Rudd goes, I always thought Damon was kind of a Streisand, but he kind of kicks ass in these Bourne movies, and he's right. Like he kind of like these movies are awesome.
They are. I mean, the first one outstanding. The other two kind of faded for me.
I like them. They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the most recent one, Jason Bourne. So, and then we got the Jimmy Renner version coming up next. But I'm gonna give this book like straight. What did I give? I can't believe I gave 3 Body Problem a 8.7. That's a bad grade by me. You gave it a 7.8. So Mr. Hart gave it.
I still don't mind that. Yeah.
I gave the last book a 1.3, which is my lowest score. I'm gonna give this 8.5.
Okay. I was looking at some of my other ratings. So I gave Casino Royale an 8.2.
Okay.
So the question for me is, did I like this better? Or I don't think I liked it as much as Casino Royale, actually. So I'm going to go 8 flat for this book.
Yeah, that's kind of holds firm for what I know because I gave it 0.2 less. You give it I gave it 0.3 less. You gave it 0.2 less. That makes
similar
sense.
to with Casino Royale, right? You're kind of like putting it on that detective kind of. It's not a James Bond type, but
no, it's not far. Like we're gonna hit so many of these spy thriller books.
Yeah. And even the detective part is kind of like the Big Sleep, which we did, which wasn't good at all. This was way better than that.
Oh yeah, Big Sleep. Yeah, a little weak. Next book we have Undaunted Courage, Stephen Ambrose. I just started it.
It is daunting.
It's not that bad. There's longer books.
No, it is enjoyable. It's like a nice read, but it's a long read.
I have it in hardcover, and everyone follows along. No, I'm a Kindle guy, so this is gonna be a lot of train reading.
I'm reading the hardcover as well that I got from the library. It's a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. But very interesting.
All right. Let's give last 7 minutes to the Giants. We forgot to press record on last week's
It's
half
probably a good
hour.
thing.
Probably a good thing.
In retrospect, that is a good thing because we were a little harsh. I certainly was.
I think I was right there with you. I was like, this is a disaster.
It is a disaster, but yes, we were a
But
little
yeah,
harsh.
the disaster cloud has not lifted.
No.
I just don't have any. The thing that has not changed is I don't have any confidence in this current regime.
Yeah, I would say that I was surprised by their performance against the Cowboys. I wasn't impressed by it.
I just hey, we know we're not as talented as other teams. Let's play smarter than other teams. Let's not commit stupid penalties. Let's be in the right defensive formations.
Yeah.
Let's make other teams beat us. Let's not beat ourselves.
So unfortunately, it's kind of doubled down my thought that I don't think Dable can be the coach. When you combine just abysmal week one performances in 3 of his seasons, that to me falls pretty heavily on the coaching.
Because you have months to prepare.
Yep. And then in a game against the Cowboys, did they have, I think it was like, how many penalties? 17 penalties and 21 flags? 16, whatever the amount of penalties that they had, it was probably double, if not more than double, what you should expect in an NFL game.
Yeah, I was with.
That to me, sure, it's on the players and stuff like that, but I give a good amount of those to the coach. Because perfect example, there was a Giant player who had 5 penalties on one drive. If the coach took that player out after 1 or 2, then you probably don't get 3 more penalties in that drive.
I think it's Hudson, the left tackle.
Yeah.
I think he took him out after 3 for 1 play. Like, hey, no more. And then, thank God, I was with my son at the park.
He went to the sidelines and came right back.
I think they didn't sit him for 1 play because I heard both.
Greg Olsen was broadcasting. It was just like, you got to take this guy out of here. Okay, he's gone. Dable's like talking to him on the sideline. No, he came back. I think.
And then he committed more penalties.
And then, yeah, exactly.
And then they sat him for the rest of the game.
And then after that drive was over, which I think was a failed.
It wasn't just a field goal. They got down
so another failed red zone attempt. Then they took him out after that. You can't have that as an NFL coach, though. That just shows like your team doesn't have discipline, and that starts from the coach, I think.
It just this regime has been in charge for 4 years.
Right.
If you sub out Saquon Barkley for Malik Neighbors and sort of Abdul Carter, where has this team gotten better? Like, offensive playmaker is currently even because we have Malik Neighbors in, Saquon out.
This team hasn't gotten better in 4 years.
Correct. Has not gotten better in 4 years.
Yeah, right.
And you've had top draft picks, and you've had 4 off seasons of free agents.
Offensive line probably has gotten worse, which is hard to imagine.
Gettleman's offensive line was just as bad, but Gettleman did draft Andrew Thomas, who's good but hurt a lot.
Defensive line on paper should be great right now, but
Burns is good. I like Burns. Burns plays hard, but
it's just paper though. Like it hasn't shown up on the field.
I mean, defense plays as a unit, and you gave up 40 points. So,
yeah. I mean, I still like my favorite defense of recent history was the playoff year when it was what's his name coaching it?
Not Spags.
No, after Spags. Recently, he's coaching Michigan.
Wink Martindale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coaching Michigan's defense now. That at least was a coach that I saw making the most out of the limited talent that he had. That was bend, don't break defense. They're going to give up points, but you bend, don't break. You give up the points because you're going to give up points, but you hold when you need to hold. That was a coach who I saw like making the most out of the talent. I haven't seen that at all with Dable anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the full story of why Dable and Wink didn't get along.
that was whatever happened. There was a blow up there,
Yeah, for sure.
which I think again kind of shows negatively on Dable more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But he's not going anywhere. I mean, I can't see him going anywhere this season. No way. He and Shane are tied to the hip.
Yeah, but after the year?
After the year, sure. I think this season is done.
Yeah, I don't think they do anything this year. I think we're having a new coach.
That's crazy behind 0-3 teams also. So no 0-3 team has ever made it to the Super Bowl. I think less than a dozen have made it to the playoffs to start.
This team is not going to the playoffs.
I agree. I still think that they're going to win less than 5 games. I've said that kind of all year.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the package for the kid?
Dart.
What do you think of the package for him?
I thought that first handoff was smart. I don't think the second play, because you bring in the new quarterback and everyone think, oh, this new quarterback's going to hold it and do a play. He handed it off, and it was a great run by Scatterbo.
So the package for him right now seems to be kind of like triple option or option. So take the handoff, or he can run it, right?
Yes.
Is that what you want for your first round future quarterback? Okay.
This guy was like slinging it all over the field.
Let's put him up against defensive linemen and defensive ends rushing either the quarterback or the running back and have him get into those decisions.
That was the whole thing about Jalen Milroe, the Alabama quarterback. Yeah. Like, oh, you can bring him in some sub packages. I'm like, okay, sure, but like, can you play the position? Why are we treating this guy like he's Jalen Milroe? Like he's just
especially because Jalen Milroe was a second or a third round pick, whereas Jackson Dart was a top 25 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it that way. I would like
again, like, and if they're doing that because that's what they think is their best offense because they want to win games, then again, they're trying to win one or two extra games on top of maybe the 3 that they'll get this season. So it's like, all right, we do this, we're going to win 6 games instead of 4 games. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm a little bit off the Russell Wilson ledge from our call that went nowhere. That no one heard. But he kind of threw up a Hail Mary to take the lead.
Yeah.
And then he threw the ball backwards, and then he threw a terrible interception. So
yeah, I think the Cowboys defense might actually be really, really bad. They were playing some weird kind of zone like cover 3 though, and it was like tailor made for Russell Wilson's like perfect defense to play against. I feel like just let him kind of throw the ball up, play it in a zone, so you don't have to have top ends Malik Neighbors making catches. You can have a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson have a big game. Yeah, that defense to me seemed like tailor made for Russell Wilson to throw the ball deep against.
Yeah, what do you? I think they'll. Are we gonna get our ass kicked by KC on Sunday Night Football?
Yes.
I mean, KC, it's a must win for KC.
Yeah.
It just comes down to we're not as talented as other teams. We have to be better coached, better prepared.
I don't know if they get their asses kicked. Like, I don't think it's going to be like Detroit's comeback game against Chicago where they put up like 50. But I would say like 24-13, something along those lines.
Yeah. I got to run. Cool. We got we'll do Giants weekly, and we'll see when I can finish Courage. Hopefully it'll be mid next week, and we'll do both. But we'll
and then we'll pick something else after that.
Yeah, you pick. It'll be a book.
Okay, cool.
From your selection. Awesome. Cool. Much love. Take it easy, dude. Give my best to the fam.